Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to part 38 of our tutorial series on Total War 3 Kingdoms featuring Cao Cao. We pick things back up in the harvest season of the year 205 on turn 76. And we just became Emperor and we spent a turn adjusting to the court, and we're still in the process of adjusting because we still have a few administrator positions to place and we could potentially shuffle some of our court positions around, especially once our son comes of age. So we're going to shuffle Lady Ban out once Cao Pi comes of age. But first, let's utilize these. Now, we did pick out a few characters. Actually, the best place to do this is not here. What we should do here instead is take a look at some of the new characters we received over the last term. Unfortunately, Guan Yu is still not here. And if we go into characters, we can look it up through here. So if we go to Guan Yu, since we fought him before, we know him, and if you notice, the relationship charts can grow quite large over here. We can actually find Guan Yu, and what we can see is he still has Liu Bei's flag, which means he has not joined any other factions yet. This could change, obviously, and then we'll know where he is, and we can figure out a plan to get him. Now, we see that he has a grudge against us because of the Confederation, so it's unlikely he will ever join our pool. So our best hope now is that he will join someone else's pool and we can get him through some other method, whether that's spying, whether that's capturing post-battle. But unfortunately, this is the price we paid for annexing Liu Bei. And I got a lot of comments about annexing versus confederating. Obviously, that is something worth exploring because we did pay the price of 20 points of untrustworthiness when we annex, and our vassals don't like it. And there is a workaround to that, although it's not guaranteed. So it could be a situation where if we had attempted it, Liu Bei might have just became liberated and be unwilling to join us, and that method would involve us liberating the faction and then confederating. So let's take our other vassal right here. So if we pop into Gong Sun Zan's screen, right now we can't annex because there's a cooldown period. You can see here you can do this due to the recent annexation of one of your vassals. I think it's 20 turns, maybe 10, but I think it's 20 turns. There's a long time before we can annex someone else, so we have to nurse this relationship a little bit at this point to make sure he doesn't hate us and want to get independence, but he'll usually demand it a couple times beforeward to let us know. But currently, one plan to do this is to acquire him through a confederation. Right now we can't do this because we have a vassalage, but if we liberate him, as in we let him go, he will like us a bunch for this. And if he had already liked us a bunch, right now we're only plus 40. In Liu Bei's case, we were like plus 200. So if we had received a plus 80 points, maybe he'll be willing to be confederated by us, which is a mutual agreement of joining. So then we wouldn't have this annexation issue. And perhaps Guan Yu wouldn't have a grudge. So I think it was definitely worth mentioning and definitely something we can pursue. Because right now, because we are above Duke rank, we can actually confederate factions. And if we come to take a look at confederation, which is a separate cooldown than annexation, there's factions that are close to saying yes. And usually these are factions who are either really weak, in this case Galgan's really weak, so it's only 9.3, and then High Empire. So usually people who like you will have an easier time getting confederated by you. And the thing about these is, like, let's say Galgan here is 9.3, right? You think we can offer him something pretty easily. Now the problem with confederation is yes or no question. So let's say I want to grab Galgan, but I can't offer him anything. So what I mean by that is, once I click confederate, you can't use any items, you can't use any other diplomatic points to even it out. Therefore, the only thing you can really do here to give him a shot at saying yes is to issue him an ultimatum, which is this dominating diplomatic statement that says, say yes or we go to war, which sometime you might want to do, right? If it's 9.3 and you feel like he could say yes, then you could offer him this. And if he says yes, nothing bad will happen. If he says no, he goes to war with you. His vassal master will probably come to protect him and go to war with you. So that's something you have to balance. Now, at this point, I don't want to confederate anyone. We have a bunch of new land we just took in, and we need to digest that first. We need to get the corruption down. Right now, expanding is really just going to hurt us unless we can, get the corruption building in pretty quickly. And right now, we're in a pretty good situation. None of the two other kingdoms declare war on us, which allow us to actually set up our new armies so that we can declare war on them. And the target that I have in mind is Lady Wu, who set her kingdom down here. And we have a few options with her. I want to get a marriage with her daughter. That's going to be on turn 87. We've been talking about that turn many times. That's when Sun Ren comes of age. We have her dated on when she turns 18. A little creepy, but it's just a game. We have a few options to achieve it. One is we beat her down really fast in the next 10 turns to the point where she will get a peace deal with us and maybe throw the marriage in as part of that peace deal on turn 87. Or we could really blitz her, take her emperor's seat away from her, making her no longer a kingdom, and thus she will feel very weak and also not compete with us directly for a kingdom seat. Therefore, she wouldn't have so many negative points. And if we keep releasing her generals during this war and treating her soldiers right by ransoming them, then she's likely to give us a favorable deal that could include confederation. So if we beat her down to the point where we reach her capital, you can ask the kingdom to abdicate to you. And abdication is basically a confederation. And we could do that as well. So there's a couple options, but all of them involve us declaring war on them. And that's kind of our intention with our army being raised over here. Now we see that if we move, we lose 12%, but we still have 30%. We're fine. We're going to inch this army here. And we're going to declare war on them next turn. Jia Houshang's army over here is also going to inch out towards Lady Wu's army here. We're going to keep an eye on them. Now, obviously, we lose the mustering turn, but you can see that we have 50% replenishment, so that's totally fine. Her son also has an army here, and we're going to respond with a new army here. So we are going to ramp up our military a bit more here as well. So Xu Chu leveled up. We do want to get Sword Defender, 70% damage resistant. He becomes insane, basically. And this is an area effect, by the way. So every general nearby will also get this bonus, which makes all the generals in his army very strong, including Hua Xiong. And someone did ask about Hua Xiong's unique background. It's called Fierce Beast. It's a 10 points to shock cavalry charge bonus if he is Prime Minister, heir, or faction leader. Just a little bonus, not that good. Let's just grab this for now. So all his polearm units will get 10% armor. And then we're on our way to get Sword Defender. And we do want to recruit the army here. As long as we're in the territory, we're fine. So maybe we'll park our troops either here. Yeah, we don't want to get into Nan, because then we'd lose the bonus, and then we can launch a naval attack that cuts them off as they're going to Chibi. So let's see, that's the edge. Let's go here. They'll follow behind. And before we recruit, we might want to swap the courts a little bit, so we'll do that at the end. I'm not interested in starting any wars with Dongmin right now. I don't want to get dragged out west. I mean, not before we finish taking care of Luojun and Liu Biao, who are both still threats over here. We're just gonna move this army over here. Oh, we marched them. That's fine. There's no war over here. We're just stabilizing the situation in case Gongsun betrays us, which is always something we have to consider. And then we have a few other level ups. Lady Bian leveled up, okay. So right now, I guess the only thing that benefits us is some extra authority. Yeah, why not? And then we're looking for 2 administrators. Let's see. Guangling probably deserves one. We're doing the flip. I think Dong's gonna get one, right? Because there's a harbor building. There's a nice industry income here. So the person who's gonna get this job, we have Gongsun Xu pegged for one of the locations, but I don't think it's this one. We do have a bunch of burn officers, I realize that, so the 10% to all sources is very good. But not all of them have the right skills already. Let's take a peek. Yu Yong. Burn officer, saboteur, 46-year-old bandit character, so he doesn't have the right skills, so he wouldn't be a good candidate. Because we wouldn't get 40% from commerce and 15% from industry from just the skill tree. So that's a no. Guan Zhenping, also burned, also a bandit, so also no. Yin Jinshan. Okay, she could work, but very far away from her current skill tree position. And then she's in an army, so she's probably going down this route too. So also no. Yeah, I'm just double checking our Burn officers to see if they're better fit. So this would be a case where this would work. So right now she's just roaming around in the army, I believe. We're using her as a Burn officer on the field, and we gave her a bunch of items which we're probably going to take away. Like, she has potential to become a good candidate because we are just 1, 2, 3 away from getting the relevant skills, and we can work her tree that way as well. So she has good potential. Dan Fangjin. And then aside from her, we're not doing Wang Hong. Yuan Huan is always great for build-up, but in this case, we don't have an agricultural build-up left, so I don't think we need him. He's not good at managing, he's just good at helping us build fast. So Cao Ren and Gongsun Xu's advantage is that they already have the skills checked on their skill tree, and Gongsun Xu has +2 public order. That's their competitive edge. Okay, so in this case, I think we will throw her in one of the commanderies, but not this one. This one's already pretty developed, so I think Gongsun Xu will get this one. And then at Runan, which is another industry commandery, we're gonna throw the burned officer in. There we go. And then she'll get some experience just by being the administrator here. We're not going to rank this up just yet. Oh, I guess ready. Yeah, it's ready as city, so it's perfectly fine. We're just going to get these buildings up to task and we'll be fine. Over here, things are more complicated because we have a very high level commandery here already. It's missing an inn building, it's missing a market wharf. And what level is it? Regional city? Okay, it's going to stay here. And the last one, this is where we might want to test some strategies out. We might want to build the administrative office and go for a palace here if the palace down here causes a bug. Because someone mentioned that right now, because this is our capital already, Emperor seat, we have the Imperial garrison, right? We have all the Protector of Heaven and Defender of Earth as our garrison. Someone mentioned that if we manage to get a palace here, which should set your garrison to Palace Guard, they said the process of upgrading this causes the already formed Palace Guard to go revert back to the regular ones, which would be a big bug. And then if that happens, then we don't want to build the Imperial Palace in our Emperor seat. And we would want to build it in somewhere like, I guess Dong, but Dong isn't that great. I don't know what would be an optimum building here. To be honest, land development's always a great choice. You get food, you get income, you get population growth. You get base income, which can be boosted from the population percentage. We might just go with that. Yeah, even though there is no other sources of peasantry here. Anyhow, so I think we got all the administrator figured out. So our court is finally looking pretty good. The Grand Tutor is a little bit awkward. I think we do want a Grand Commandant. Let's see, the bonus for Grand Excellency, which we can't see here. I believe one of these is industry income, so we don't want to change that. Why can't Cao Pi just grow up a little faster? I think he's like 1 turn away. Maybe we just wait for the recruitment, because we're not going to war with the South anytime soon. And then we have all of these characters who we didn't even take a look at. Let's see. Item-wise, nothing, right? I believe there's nothing here. So trait-wise, nothing too crazy. And the only historically named character that really stand out is Sima Fang, who is Sima Yi's dad. Sima Yi will join us soon. I think he starts spawning around turn 90. It's a little late, but that's still soon. And perhaps we can just have him married to one of our daughters. We do have one. 6 years away, so 30 turns away, so pretty suitable. And then he'll be in the family. So much for usurping us at that point. Okay, so armies all done, administrators all done. We're not recruiting any new troops. We are positioning our southern armies to go to war. This one's more defensive for now. We're just gonna keep an eye on him. We're not recruiting any new generals. Are we recruiting any new spies? Turncoat check. 3 in Luo Jun's faction, which is actually a bit tempting. Let's grab 1. Let's grab the highest level 1, because they're most likely to gain the most points. So let's deploy a spy over. Swap the points. He has only +1 cover on defense, which is great. And let's see if he has anyone interesting aside from himself. Nope. And he has himself benched. Okay. Everyone in his faction is very angry at him. We can dissolve his faction through spies pretty easily. Alright, so for her, I'm just interested in using her family relationship to maybe do some tricks. We want to get the son out. So we just need a faction, a discredit faction, which will happen in about 2 turns. Okay, we'll just wait those 2 turns. Over here, we're trying to steal Zhao Yun potentially, but the points make it pretty hard. If we get the heir to disappear, then maybe that's an option we have. Let's try that, because she is a commander. Plus 11. We can't afford that. We have 42. Now we have to wait for 61 points, which will take us about 6 turns. Wow, that's actually a long time. Hopefully she will still be at this 7-point situation by then. If I use this, we'll be at 15, which will means we need 5 turns, but then we get a bunch back. Nah, that's not worth it. We could just snatch Jian Yong and reunite him with Liu Bei. And also take a look at what Zhang Yang's up to. Okay, Zhang Yang has nobody that we want. Except for maybe Jian Yong. So let's flip his points. Ooh, plus 10 points here. Okay. And I think we just go for the extraction. We just snatch him back. Perfect amount of points. And we just get him, because I don't really care about spying on Zhang Yang. That way we don't have to pay for him anymore. So his spot's going to be back open. Do we want more spies in his faction? We could. more spies means more actions, more characters we can get fired. Maybe Guan Yu will join him, who knows. So he has 15 points. We can chase him out. We can chase him out right away. Let's say goodbye. Ah, he's not willing to get discredited. She is, but she's very happy with him. We don't have to fire him. He's willing to be a turncoat. Oh, so the ones we want to use it on, we can't. Alright, we'll save up some points to discredit faction then. Alright, we've got ourselves a bunch of spies. We did our court situation. We're only at war with Liu Zhang, which is silly, honestly. We have an open trade spot, but there's no trade partner. So when this happens, you could pick out a certain piece of your land. So let's say I don't think I need... I mean, right now, let's see. I think I want everything, but let's say, for example, I don't think I want Donglai, which I do. But let's say I don't want Donglai. I can put an administrator here and grant him independence. Then he will become a vassal for us that likes us because we granted him independence, and we can trade with him. And therefore, we get our maximum trade route. We lose some land, reduces corruption, gain some income from someone else, and don't have to manage some ridiculous tall commander here. But in this case, we want to fix this commander. We want to build it right. So what we're going to do is rush the state workshop as fast as we can, because we want this to hit level 5 before this drops below a small regional city, which is a slow process of taking it down every turn. And then other buildings we're keeping. So we'll have 4 buildings here. In the future, it'll be a city build. We'll fix it. Here, this is already a small regional city. It has a very nice tax collection that I don't want to get rid of. And what we're going to do is also just rush this building. And in this case, we might actually rush this building. Yeah, let's do it actually. So we're going to rush the corruption reduction. We have a bunch of money. We're spending tons on this, but... And once we have this at tier 5, which is only allowed to be built if we have a small regional city, we can start downgrading this. This way we don't need to spend much food here, and then we have our full build with a level 5 building. So it's a neat little trick to get level 5 buildings in commanderies that's going to stay a city build. Because we only need this building, this building, this building. This one's bonus, just because it's Liu Bei's faction unique building. And this would be a little nice peasantry, industry, food producing commandery for us. Alright, let's take care of every commandery. So we're starting to sell food in Huainan, because Huainan we're turning into an economic powerhouse. We want to upgrade to a small regional city. We want to start upgrading all of these. And to complement it, we need a private workshop and then also an inn building in the future. This we are going to flip to non-corruption reducing. So the idea here is as we get a lot of the commandery nearby, they will all build state workshop as they're not really income producing, and then our income producing one can just flip over to become actual income producing ones. And then we'll also upgrade the commandery. This is a fine build. This is a fine build. Are we poor? Yeah, we have like 3,400. Alright, we're gonna get this build, and that might be all we can do. We spend a lot on rushing. Okay, so I think at this point we're good. We moved our armies. We didn't spend too much time in diplomacy, but I think it's fine. One little trick we could do with armies like this is instead of having them sit in the city, just have them constantly ambushed right next to the city. So the AI will think this is weak, they might sail over here to attack it, you catch them off guard, easy wipe. And I think that's all we really need to do as we're preparing for the war down south. So let's continue. And Meng Huo declares war on us. Okay, so this is the king of the Nanman tribes. I don't think he has united everyone. Yeah, he hasn't, because we can tell from the number of tribes here during the end turn. But he can declare war on us all he wants. He's very far away from us. We don't really have to care. Alright, Yuan Shu declares war on Gongdu. Sure. Cao Pi is finally of age. Also the poet. Oh, they actually have the poem here. I lift my drink and sing a song, for who knows if one's life is short or long. Man's life is like the morning dew, past days, many future day few. The melancholy my heart begets come from cares I cannot forget. Who can unravel these sorrows of mine? I know of only one man, the god of wine. So this is 对酒当歌, 问天寄和. So and then it's like 唯有杜康. Du Kang is not the god of wine, but just the name of the liquor. It's a nice translation though. They kind of made it semi-rhyme. Cao Cao is a very well-known poet. Left many pieces of work. Not only him, Cao Pi, who just came of age, also a very well-known poet, and Cao Zhi, one of his other sons, who we don't get here because what the game does is, since we started in 190, the snapshot of the historical setting in 190 is accurate, and everything beyond that sandbox. So our kids after that point will be all random. Whereas if we play the 194 campaign for Cao Cao, all 4 of his most significant sons are all going to be born already, and they're going to be given to you at the beginning of the game. So Cao Zhi would exist in that universe, whereas here, he was never born. Alright, we have 2 characters. Guan Yu is not going to show up. We already kind of accepted that. Okay, don't really care about these 2. I did notice that this is 2 stacks here. They have backed off, which is good, but we need more armies in the south, it feels like. We can't really contain them with what we have. They're good. We're just going to have them park right next to them. And we're not going to really do an ambush trick here, just because who are we really ambushing? Like, everyone around us is pretty friendly. He's going to Troop B. Oh my god, how many armies do they have? Well, they definitely have a ton of armies. Let's first take a look at new turncoats. Nope, Guan didn't get recruited anywhere. I'm gonna snatch him as well. Not gonna use him yet. I think we'll do the army setup first. The biggest news is Cao Pi's coming of age. Cao Pi's obviously our son. Now, he is going to start off the game level 1. He has a silver armor, which is nice, but we saved a gold armor for him. So he's going to get upgraded right away. We're going to go for the highest authority possible, which is actually the default weapons. And then over here, I think we're just going to dump some extra authority on him. He's going to give us some extra protection from potential spies. We don't have any really great faction-wide bonus here. We could probably just give him this. And he has no skills that will help us, but for the sake of story here, we're gonna make him our son. It's not optimum. We'll lose 4 public order because of his cruel trait, which is a bit, I mean, I don't know if it's odd. Cao Pi is definitely not the nicest guy in the world, but cruel might be a little overboard from a historical perspective. We will get 10% boost to peasantry because of this skill as well, so it's not terrible. And then we also have this to balance it out a little bit. The main draw of Cao Pi is his background. He has a semi-unique background even though he has generic art, and his semi-unique background gives him 10% corruption reduction faction-wide, which you can see it's adding up quite a bit because Guojia also has this. So let's throw her here and go to family and make him heir. And now our court is complete. Now I would like to shuffle a few people around because I don't want her to be our Grand Commandant. This is the highest military role. And I probably want to flip a couple other guys as well. But right now it's fine. I guess it doesn't make any difference for the gameplay. It's just how you feel about realism, if there is such a thing. Alright, so we can recruit armies now. We got our full discount, but I do want to expand our buildings a little bit first. We still have a lot to construct. We have a level up here. I don't want to give her this item anymore. That's right. Let's remove this. We'll let someone else carry it. Why is all the... Wait, why is everything else grayed out? There we go. So we don't actually have anything good to give to her, but definitely not this weapon anymore because she's now administrator, so we want to maximize her expertise. We're going to give her the foreman item. So we talked about how there's multiple sets depending on what item you pair it up with, and it reduces the cost of certain types of buildings. In this case, she's building up in Runan, and we don't have the stone monkey, which would be the best one because it gives the economic building discount, but we can settle for the academics, which is the clay cup, which reduces all blue building, which is the inn building in this case. So now we have two. You can see the set has been lit up, means that's active, and she can utilize that for that commandery. She is administrator now, so we're going to come over here, grab these two, and that's the way things will be. All right, let's do the other level up. Who leveled up? Mi Zhu, another administrator, and we get to pick up 15% from industry for Luoyang, which do not have any industry aside from the corruption reduction that we have there. And that's totally fine. And we did mention we want to spend our money on the commanderies first, so we're going to do just that. Pop this up. Ooh, 6 building. This is always difficult. What is a good 6 building? So corruption's down, even though we converted this, so that's good. The administrator's doing its job. Faction-wide is also doing its job. Or just a little bit of industry, and there's not that much industry here. We can either go this route, which might be 25 is not that high. If we go this route, we might just go for this, but there's also not a lot of adjacency because there's a river next to it. So I think I'm pretty convinced the best option is just go get another land development. And then of all these buildings, I think we want the private workshop upgrade first. Let's see, Runan now has super cheap construction for this because of the bonus that we put in. Although I think it can go... Alright, let's do that first. Oh, look at this. This is coming. Smaller regional city. Let's downgrade to... We're currently a large city. We want to downgrade to city, and then we're perfect. Donghai is good already. Nan could use an upgrade, to be honest. To city. Cao Pi, Lujiang. Oh, Lujiang needs help. Oh, Lujiang has a level 2 for free. You could just keep that. Just go land development here. It does synergize a little bit with this, so it's not completely busted. And then instead of building a food multiplier for... Okay, so there is a good build here. So what we would do is, because this is not a farmland, but a lumberyard, which provides pure peasantry, we just do peasantry income, no multiplier building, and instead of that multiplier building, we built the private workshop, which will give us multipliers for the state workshop here, as well as the inn building here. And when this reaches the 5th level, there is 100 extra commerce that we can get, but that requires reform, so we're just waiting on a lot of reforms. So let's upgrade that. Eventually we'll upgrade that. This is also a bit awkward. This needs corruption reduction, so we need a 4th building slot. This is definitely a Twin Tian situation, just because this is also garrison. Beihai. Oh, no build order here, so that's fine. Alright, this needs to be hurried up. This can drop 1 more to small regional. Yep, perfect. Luoyang. Get the corruption reduction going. That's it. We have 1,558 left. Yeah, economy is growing, but also not going well. Do I want to track them? No, I want to trap them. I think this is now... Oh, the movement's really bad. We have night battle, right? Okay, they're gonna have to 1v2. They can do it. I trust them. I'm gonna trespass after they heal up. Okay, so we're gonna wait a turn. Lumberyards is strong. If they try to bust out this way, we can defend. I do want to set up another army though. I want to utilize Zhang He. And hopefully he can get along with like Fa Zheng or someone. Nope. But Yu Tong has the E archers. And then we need a frontliner. I guess Lu Meng can be a frontliner. He's from the south. Alright, let's use Lu Meng. We also had a few generals who we said were old and we were waiting for them to die for us so that we can get their units onto other generals. Oh, Jia Yong's here. He brought some items with him. Good for you. Now you don't get the items. He also brought some units, including E archers. Cool, we'll worry about him later. He can probably just do assignments for us for a little bit. Yeah, industrial exploitation, perfect. G62 with the E archer. I guess we could summon her onto the field. G60 with the E archer. Right, so this is kind of who we said we were going to use to wait for them to die. And they can serve a defensive purpose while we pay the upkeep. Where would we need this defense? I'm gonna throw him here, kind of in between these places. So they're coming out. Now we don't need to pass this unit on, so we're not paying that upkeep. I don't want to pass that unit on, so I'm not paying that upkeep. And we're not paying that, we're not paying that. The reason why is we're going to pass this on to a strategist. So those cavalry are not going to be following who we passed it on, therefore we might as well get rid of them. Over here, same thing. Now someone did mention, why am I working so hard for some E archers when we have Onyx dragons? Good question. Just variety's sake and collection's sake. There is no optimum reason of doing this. Now if you're playing a faction who doesn't have Onyx dragons yet, then maybe it's a good idea to use this strategy to get the units onto generals who you want. This is also a nice way to pass on trebuchets to non-strategist generals. If you want to do that for some reason, you can, because only strategists can recruit trebuchets. Just have a really old strategist recruit them, and then when he dies, it will pop up a menu if it's on the field to say if you want someone from your bench to take over those units, and then you can have them select over and take over the retinue basically, and that's an option that you have. Now the question is, who on our bench can do that right now? Fa Zheng is one, right? He doesn't have any units, so Fa Zheng can take over one of those groups if one of them died. I don't think we have a second choice because all our other strategists are actually on assignment. So it's actually a little bit awkward. But I'm sure we'll get more strategists in the future. Hopefully they don't die on the same turn. Alright. Yeah, Zhang He will lead this group for now. Not gonna recruit them an army just yet. He can go more offensive because he's not a administrator. Let's go for more instinct. Alright, we're gonna wait for the replenishment. We don't have any more army for buildings. They don't need to move. They don't need to move. Can't move. Okay, I think we're good. Spy action, he's waiting for points. We should even out her points a little bit. Well, actually, the sun. If we spend 25 this turn, we'll be at 77 next turn. I think we do that. And then we can do it next turn. It's +9. Okay. We'll be at 68, which doesn't interfere with that. And then we definitely have enough surplus to do that. And then we can kick out our own son from the faction, forcing the heir to leave, losing a lot of satisfaction on that same turn, and then maybe causing other generals to leave. That should work. He has just a bunch of nobodies that I care about, but I do want to just lower the whole faction satisfaction if possible. No one's willing. Okay, but he's our other spy. She's super happy. Oh my god, this is just not working out for us. See, he's our other spy. So despite the fact that everyone in the faction hates each other, no one wants to talk bad about the faction. Well, he's in the army. If we save up points, he can one day help us turn, I guess. Let's just save up a bunch of points. He's also in the army, isn't that? Okay. I guess that's the backup plan. Okay, alright, we're good. Diplomacy-wise, I don't think there's anything too crazy. We can create empire now, which is basically finding vassals. They're just called subjects. It's a little bit different. Alright, let's continue. Alright, Yuan Shu asked Liu Biao. Okay. There's a few situations. He's sailing, which is kind of threatening us over here. He's also moving over here. He also summoned another army here. What is going on? Okay, we're trespass. Oh, actually, we have military access, don't we? Maybe we won't go to war for the next 10 turns, or that's just wishful thinking. That's just wishful thinking, I'm pretty sure. But they're out of control. Like, we can't just have their army moving around for fun. We have enough points next turn to proxy war someone. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we should do that actually. Okay, we'll proxy war someone next turn. That's our opening. Right now, we're just still transitioning. Who leveled up? Ah, Xiahou Yuan. Okay. We're gonna go down here. Oh, both of our spies in the same army. That's kind of worthless. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna accept the current situation and just keep building up instead of worrying about where they're all moving. Small regional city. We're gonna wait on that for a little bit before we downgrade. Depending on if we have spare money. If we have spare money, we rush it. But I doubt it. There's so many things that needs to be built. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Longyat's ready, back to normal. City sides. Just the way we like it. So I think we built this first, and this, and this. Actually, discount-wise, we want to build this first. This takes a lot longer. Alright, now we're out of money. So much for rushing buildings. Okay, another turncoat in Luo Jun's faction. Another turncoat in Zhang Yang's faction, but we're out of cash. And right now it feels like you can't do anything with the spies you have in his faction. Therefore, I'm not that inclined. Ooh, ooh. Got him. So 7 points, 0 points, 23, 34, 11, 7, 65, 27, 69, and then we just use him to try to pop someone else. You want to leave? And you're gone. And let's see. He's our other spy. He's a potential turncoat. You want to leave? And you're gone. Yeah, we're going to dissolve his faction with spy actions. Right, I'm going to let her save up points. Maybe we'll assassinate Yuan Shu after the sun, right? Oh, we can do it. This is the turn. Say goodbye to the sun. Yuan Yao's going to be able to join our faction next turn, I think. Okay, that's good. Things are working out pretty well. We're working behind the scenes here. Who's the heir in this faction? Alright, we're trying to push her out. We're trying to get enough points here. Just gonna take a while. Okay. We're not going to war. We do have military access, so why not put our army here? Just to give him a second thought in case he wants to declare war on us. We're gonna get them into the invading area. This is super annoying. Okay, well, this is all we can do. Let's continue. Oh, someone finally gave us something to do. Han Fu declare war on us, the fool. Oh, Alliance declares war on the Kingdom of Zhou. So Han Sui and Ma Teng still doing okay, I guess. And they're attacking Dongmin from the west side. So enemy administrator rebels. So this is even better than I thought. We got her to 0 points. Or, yeah. And then what she did, instead of leaving the faction, she flipped the commandery that she was administrating and gave it to us. So we got Nanyang now. Okay. Okay, our vassals joining on the war. Perfect. Liu Zhang's gone. I think Wu Tugu will probably kill him. So much for that war. Right, so we get ourselves a free piece of land. And it actually shrinks Luo Jun's faction down to almost nothing. I think we're like just murdering them through spying actions right here. Nanyang's very good. Nanyang's better than Runan. So we're going to flip the same administrator over there. That's going to be a one-turn fix. And what we want to do is actually maximize her savings here by building something here. So she has that item set, I believe. So I think we want to use this. If we rush, it's not worth it because the rushing cost doesn't get discounted. And then we move her into our empty slot. That way we shuffle her back in next turn into Nanyang. Meanwhile, we're probably going to take apart some building. This is going to be a pure industry and commerce. So they are going for income. We're going to rely on the administrator to lower the corruption. And we're going to do... Actually, we're going to do the conversion this turn. We can't. No reform. We still can't grab that one, though. We're going to grab the level... we can't. We shouldn't grab the level 5 copper mine before we grab the level 4 copper mine. So let's do that first. And that includes a jade mine upgrade. This is a tough choice, actually. We'll just build the one we can. Actually, we'll wait for more discount. Yeah, discounts. We don't have over 1 million population. I think we just wait. We don't build anything, we just wait. Alright, so we got ourselves from free land. Wonderful. What else can we get that's free? Oh, we have a war. We have a silly war with Hanfu. We have an army on this side. I'm not even gonna go... Actually, no, we are gonna go north. Because if I get Pingyuan, I can trade Pingyuan to Gongsun Zan. I can trade Henei to Gongsun Zan. And we can build up our relationship that way. And we can try the Confederation trick down the line. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking about declaring war on us. Is there even an army there? Nope. Just follow behind. Give our army something to do. Make some money. Hopefully they won't just grab it. They might. Yeah, they might. Well, if they do, good for them. Doing their job as our vassal. Down here, he's leaving. Just leave. Get out of our sight. We have military access. Might as well use it. Pretty much telling them if they declare war on us, we're ready to strike right away. Sun Quan is selling very far away, so that's good. I'm not recruiting an army just yet. They can move up. The frontier is now, I guess, over here. This is a large city. Okay, I guess we will build tall because we are going to throw an administrator there. We have 19k. We're going to start here. It's going very well for us. Let's see. He's just saving points for now. Waiting for this move. We can shift some over to speed this up. Maybe at 21, 2 turns after we do that. It's just a long time, either way. Is the sun gone? No! He got promoted. Oh no, the other one wore off. The -30 wore off. I can murder suicide. Not murder suicide. I can get the sun to leave and also get Lady Feng killed by failing the spy action on purpose. Or we just simply wait a turn when she has enough points and we do it. 22, 25. Alright, let's just wait 2 turns and we'll get the sun out. It just timed out, unfortunately. Alright, they needed some time to get their points back. They did a lot for us that turn. Zhongyang has another one, but I don't want to recruit this and fill this up in case we get some better choices. Alright, so that's all the spying we need to do. Apparently, we have an open assignment. Nothing good needed here. We already have the industry boost. Huainan also can use industry boost, and someone's ready there. We have 600 industry in Dong, 550. Okay. I guess Jianyong will get the job. Go for it. In terms of building, we're now a small regional city. Pop this up. And then over here, we want to go with an inn. Splash in that bonus synergy with the private workshop. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, I thought I have this reform. I don't have this reform? No. I thought I already had that. I made a mistake. I wouldn't have gone here if I knew I didn't have that one. Okay, that's a mistake. I was under the illusion because we can get the level 5 corruption reducing one that we could get this one as well. Right. Terrible mistake. But still, we will continue to upgrade the commandery. This is fine. This is going to go income, I guess. Yeah. We are going to throw the administrator in this turn. Actually, we know who it is. Easier this way. Oh no, next turn. Right. We looked at this building already. It's not the next turn yet. Sometimes you get confused. The turn has already happened. when it hasn't. This can use upgrade. So can this. That's not gonna happen. We're just gonna wait. Alright. Any military action we need to take? Don't have enough money to recruit. Right here, I feel like we're pretty good with distributions. We plug out Singdu and then we put out fires on the border afterward. And they're already moving. Oh. 43 points is too high. Okay, it's a nice peaceful episode here. Let's see if that changes here. Yuan Shao is getting attacked by Wang Pingxiang. Who is Wang Pingxiang? Did Wang Quan die? Ah, okay, Wang Quan's faction. We'll protect him. So we'll jump into this war, which will, wow, make a lot of people mad. Yeah, I'm okay with making these people mad. Okay, Yuan Shao is not going to like us for this. So what happens if we say no is that Yuan Shao becomes independent, which I'm okay with, but I'm okay with making Kingdom of Zhou and all his friends even madder at us because we want to go to war with them. So let's accept. Alright, this is still a relatively peaceful episode. We haven't gone to war with any of the major factions. These are a bunch of characters who we got to leave factions. Liu Yi. Lian Zhi, who turned over her commandery to us. Huh? That's interesting. Left the faction that we're at war with. Okay, not a bandit character. Yang Xiu? Ah, I am so sad he's not even semi-unique. He's quite relevant in the political scene of the Kingdom of Wei. Or actually, he never made it to the Kingdom of Wei, but he's a pretty significant character in the Cao Cao's court. And unfortunately, he's just generic in the game. We can grab him. I don't know. We might need strategists, but maybe we don't need him. I also want to check if Guan Yu has a job yet. Apparently no. We also have proxy war available. Let's see. Guan Yu, please don't just fade into the darkness. Join someone. He's not joining anyone. So if an AI character, or not AI character, but the character who has no faction stays factionless for 50 turns, I believe, they just leave the game. And that might be what will happen to Guan Yu. Oh no! Oh, he joined a faction. We just haven't met Yu Lin yet. They're down the south. He joined a southern faction. Okay. He's over here. Probably like right here. We'll go grab him in the future. So right now we're at war with the north. Just pieces of the north. And I think we'll just end this episode with a delegate battle here in Pingyuan. And we'll pick things back up afterward and get some experience. We have the help from that army as well. That's a piece of cake. Give us a little bit of income. Oh, look at them. All three army leveled up. Someone, all three army leveled up. Oh, Hongzu got wounded in a duel. He's in this army. It doesn't matter for us. He's just wounded. So what's likely to happen going forward is I'm going to trade this territory to them, trade this territory to them to make them like us more. We'll move the army over here to take out Hanfu's last piece of land, also trade it to them. And it feels like Yuan Shao is actually expanding into Hanfu's territory, which is good. He's not gonna like us very much. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll move down here to fight Wang Quan's faction. And we'll probably keep this. We'll make it a garrison, keep an army here, so that we can turn on Dongmin's faction anytime we need to. He also has Taiyuan. Okay, he's all over the place. But anyways, this is going to end our episode here. Very peaceful episode. Just a lot of transition material still as we move into Emperor. And if Lady Wu just won't attack us, we're fine. But she is pouring out armies non-stop. Another one after sending this one off. So she summoned 4 armies here already. And we don't have enough men to just keep an eye on all of them. So we're just going to have to let them wander around. Meanwhile, we have our armies near our invasion targets. We should probably build an army here as well. But right now, because we have peace, we're spending the money to improve our economy. And that should be our most important goal right now. And we might look forward to creating some artificial vassals in the future. I think it's a good strategy, depending on how things turn out and what land we pick up. There are some that we just don't need, like Donghai, for example. It's just a terrible commandery, and we can just let someone control that. And it's over-leveled. Oh no, city is kind of over-leveled. We might just give that up. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!